I come from the film exhibition, hospitality, and entertainment business. Your visuals, timing, and audience attention matter every day, and editing plays a crucial role. Today, we will cover the full beginner workflow from CapCut interface to timeline editing and final export. And once you understand these basics in CapCut, you can apply the same editing logic in any other editing app. So let's begin.
To start, click Create Project. Once the project opens, you will see the main CapCut interface. It has four important panels: Media, Preview, Details, and Timeline. First is the Media panel. This is where you bring in your video clips, images, music, sound effects, text, stickers, effects, and end transitions. Think of this as your toolbox. Before you editing, you collect your video ingredients here. Second is the Preview panel. This is where you watch your video while editing. Any change you make in the timeline or settings will show here. But remember, the preview is mainly for seeing the result, not building the full video structure. Third is the Detail or Config panel. This panel changes depending upon what you select. If you select a video, you get video settings like size, position, speed, opacity, and animation. If you select text, you get font, size, color, style, and text animation. A beginner tip: select first, then edit here. This panel is like your control room. Fourth is the Timeline panel. This is where the real editing happens. You arrange clips, cut clips, add music, place text, add overlays, and control when everything appears. The timeline moves from left to right. Left is the start of the video and right is the end. The vertical line is called the playhead. It shows the exact moment you are editing. Let's make your first basic edit. First, import your video from the media panel. Drag the clip to the timeline. This is where actual editing starts. To arrange your clip, simply drag it left or right. The timeline moves from start to end. Let's say this clip has three problems. The start is boring, there is a mistake in the middle, and the ending is too long. First, let's learn split. Split means cutting one clip into two separate parts. You can split in two ways. First, move the playhead where you want to cut, then click the split icon. Second, use the shortcut Command plus B on Mac or Control plus B on Windows. Use split when you want to remove or move a middle part of the clip. Now select the unwanted middle section and press delete. If there is a gap, drag the next clip back to close it. Now let's understand trimming. Trimming means shortening the clip from the beginning or the end. To remove a boring start, you can trim from the left side in three ways. First, click the delete left icon. This removes the part before the playhead. Second, drag the left edge of the clip inward. This manually shortens the beginning. Third, press Q. Q removes the left side before the playhead. To remove a long ending, you can trim from the right side in three ways. First, click the delete right icon. This removes the part after the playhead. Second, drag the right edge of the clip inward. This manually shortens the ending. Third, press W. W removes the right side after the playhead. A pro tip: Q is left, W is right, because Q is on the left side of W on your keyboard. Beginner's mistake: don't split everything. If you only want to remove the start or end, trimming is faster. Made a mistake? Use undo. Want it back? Use redo. And if your screen recording has extra unwanted areas, use crop to clean the frame and remove the unwanted. Before we finish, let me quickly show you a few useful options around the preview and timeline. The ratio button is important. Use it to choose the video size, like 16:9 for YouTube videos or 9:16 for shorts and reels. The full or preview quality options control how the video looks while editing. If playback is slow, you can lower preview quality. Your final export can still be high quality. The full screen button lets you check your video properly before export. The mic button is useful when you want to record a voiceover directly inside CapCut. The snapping option helps clips stick together on the timeline so you don't accidentally leave any gaps. The timeline zoom slider helps you zoom in for accurate cuts or zoom out to see the full video. Pro tip: if your cuts are not accurate, zoom into the timeline first, then split or trim. Now that you know how to cut and trim clips, let's learn how to adjust the clip itself. This is where your video starts looking more polished. First rule: select the clip first. If nothing is selected, CapCut doesn't know what you want to edit. Then you can adjust it from the preview screen or from the details panel. Let's start with position. You can drag the video in the preview panel to move it around the frame. Next is scale, or what most people call zoom. Increase the scale to zoom in and reduce it to zoom out. A simple zoom can make boring footage feel closer and more focused. Now let's try rotate. Rotate is useful when your video is slightly tilted or recorded at the wrong angle. You may also see flip or mirror. This flips the clip horizontally or vertically. Use it only when the direction needs to be changed. Next is speed. You can make a clip faster or slower depending on the moment. Use faster speed for boring parts and slower speed for important moments. Now check volume. If your clip has original sound, you can reduce it, mute it, or balance it with music or voiceover. Beginner tip: if you're adding voiceover, reduce the original clip volume so your voice stays clear. Next is opacity. Lower opacity makes the clip slightly transparent. This is useful for overlays or creative effects. Now let's do basic color adjustment. Start with simple controls like brightness, contrast, and saturation. Brightness controls light, contrast adds depth, and saturation controls how strong the colors look. Don't overdo it. The goal is to make the video look better, not unnatural. And finally, if you mess up any setting, use reset to bring it back to normal. So remember, select the clip first, then adjust position, scale, rotate, speed, volume, opacity, and basic color. Once you understand these controls, you can make any basic clip look cleaner and more professional. Now, let's add text, titles, and captions in CapCut. Text helps viewers understand your video faster. Go to text, then click Add Text. Type a short title, keep it simple, no long paragraphs. Select the text. The text settings open in the Details panel. Here you can change font, size, color, style, and alignment. You can move and resize text directly in the Preview panel. Now use the Social Media Preview icon. This shows where TikTok, YouTube Shorts, or Reels buttons may cover your video. Check for your target platform accordingly. Keep important text away from the bottom and right side because likes, comments, share buttons, captions, and usernames can overlap there. Now look at the timeline. Text appears as a separate layer above your video. Text has its own start time and end time. To control how long text stays on screen, drag the edge of the text layer. If text appears too early or too late, move it on the timeline. You can also add simple text animation like fade or slide. Also can control the timing of the animation. A pro tip: keep animation clean. Simple text usually looks more professional. For captions, you can type them manually or use auto captions. To use auto captions, go to the captions and click Generate. Select the caption on timeline and then you will see Caption Configuration panel. Auto captions save time, but always review the words before export. Click on Caption tab and review and update the auto captions here. Click on Animation tab and there will be a separate animation library for captions. Select all the auto captions on timeline and apply the animation. Now let's talk about audio. Good video grabs attention, but good audio keeps people watching. First, add your audio. This can be music, sound effects, or any audio file you want to use. Drag the audio to the timeline. Audio usually appears below the video layer. To control loudness, select the audio and adjust the volume from the Details panel. Also, you can do this directly from timeline. Select the audio clip. you will see a white straight line in middle of audio waveforms. Drag it up to increase the volume or drag it down to decrease the volume. Note these red markers on the waveform. It means the audio is loud. You must avoid red markers on the audio clip to maintain a good audio quality. Pro tip: if your video has voice or narration, keep music low. The voice should be the hero, music is only support. Next, use fade in and fade out to make audio start and end smoothly. You can fade in and fade out from Details panel or directly from the timeline. Click on the audio clip. You will see these small handles at start and end of the clip. Drag them to apply fade in and fade out effect. Without fade, music can feel sudden. With fade, it feels more professional. You can also split audio just like video. Move the playhead, split the audio, and delete the unwanted part. Now add sound effects for important moments like clicks, transitions, pop ups, or action on screen. Pro tip: don't add sound effects everywhere. Use them only when something changes on screen. Match the sound effect with the visual action. For example, if text appears here, the pop sound should start at the same moment. To do this, drag the sound effect left or right until it starts exactly under the playhead. If the sound feels early or late, zoom in into the timeline and adjust it more precisely. Pro tip: a sound effect should not just exist in the video, it should land exactly where something happens. If your audio has background noise, try noise reduction if present. But don't overdo it, or the voice can sound robotic. Now let's talk about transitions. Transitions help one clip move smoothly into the next clip. First, place two clips next to each other. A transition works between two clips, not on a single clip alone. Go to the Transitions tab and choose a transition like fade, dissolve, or slide. Drag the transition between the two clips. Now play it back. Instead of a hard cut, the first clip smoothly changes into the next one. You can also adjust the transition duration. Short duration feels quick, long duration feels slow and dramatic. For beginners, start with simple transitions like fade, dissolve, or slide. They look clean and professional. Pro tip: the best transition is often the one people don't notice. If the transition distracts from the video, it is too much. Use transitions where there is a change in scene, time, topic, or mood. Also remember, transition and animation are different. A transition is placed between two clips. Animation is added to each clip separately. Simple rule: if you want CapCut to blend two clips at the join, use a transition. If you want each clip to move in or out in its own style, use animation. Now let's talk about effects, filters, and color styling. This is where your video starts getting a mood, not just basic editing. Simple rule: effects create impact, filters create mood, and adjustments fix the look. First, open effects. Effects are used to add visual impact like blur, glitch, shake, glow, or camera movement. Drag an effect to the timeline or apply it to the clip. Pro tip: don't use effects for the full video unless needed. Effects work best on important moments. You can change the duration of an effect by dragging its handles on the timeline. You can also control other properties of effects from Details panel like strength, speed, etc. Next are filters. Filters change the overall mood of your video. A warm filter can feel cozy. A cool filter can feel clean or serious. A cinematic filter can make the clip feel more dramatic. Pro tip: use one consistent filter style in one video. Changing filters too often makes the video feel messy. Now go to adjustments. We already covered basic brightness, contrast, and saturation earlier. So here focus on small finishing touches. Use temperature to make the video warmer or cooler. Use HSL tab to adjust a particular color in the video. Example: look at this video, yellow color is quite prominent. I can change it to orange or green by sliding the hue slider. There is adjustment option available at clip level also, which can be applied from Details panel. Adjustment from Media panel can be applied over multiple clips at the same time by dragging the layer over multiple clips. Now let's talk about keyframes. This is where you make clips move, zoom, fade, or slide in a controlled way. Simple difference: animation is ready made, keyframe is custom control. Keyframes are represented by a diamond icon in Details panel. It can be applied to scales, positions, opacity, and even adjustments. A keyframe tells CapCut, at this time, keep this setting. If you add another keyframe later with a different setting, CapCut creates movement between both points. Let's create a simple zoom in. At the start of the clip, add a keyframe by clicking on diamond icon, keep scale at 100. Few seconds later, add another keyframe by clicking on the diamond icon, increase the scale, maybe to 130. You can see in the preview, CapCut will slowly zoom in between these 2 points. Pro tip: small zooms look cinematic, big zooms look like a mistake. You can also animate position. Add a keyframe at the start, then move the clip slightly at the end. This creates a pan effect. Pro tip: use pan when your shot is still. It adds movement without needing new footage. Keyframes can also control opacity. Start with opacity at 100, then later change it to 0. This creates a fade in effect as you can see in the preview. So remember, animation gives you ready-made motion, but keyframes let you design your own movement. Once your edit is ready, click Export on the top right. For most videos, keep it simple: MP4, 1080p, 30 fps, recommended bitrate. Before export, check your video shape. Use 16:9 for YouTube and 9:16 for Shorts, Reels, and TikTok. To export only a selected section of the video instead of full video, move the playhead to the start of your section and press I. This will disable the contents before the playhead. Then move the playhead to the end of your section and press O. This will disable the contents after the playhead. Now export. CapCut will export only the marked section, not the full timeline.
If you understood these basics, keep practicing with small videos first, and your editing will get faster and cleaner over time. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.